Welcome to our continuing YouTube video series on business law and unanimous shareholders agreements. My name is Christopher Neufeld of Neufeld Legal. And in this particular YouTube video, we will be discussing when you should be entering into a unanimous shareholders agreement. And the answer to that is as soon as possible. So when you are starting off a business and you are looking to incorporate and have business partners, as people affectionately call them, although it's technically fellow shareholders, you should be contemplating what the core elements of the business arrangement are and looking to formalize those and set them down in the unanimous shareholders agreement for your corporation as soon as it is incorporated. Meanwhile, if you haven't set up a unanimous shareholders agreement as of yet, and you are operating in concert with other individuals, each of you being a shareholder in that corporation, you should be looking at negotiating and entering into a unanimous shareholders agreement as soon as possible from that point. So as soon as you listen to this YouTube video, you should strongly be considering entering into a unanimous shareholders agreement. And why do I say that? Because as time passes by, the willingness of others to concede rights and to assume further responsibilities is that much more difficult. I tell you this from practical experience, the longer you wait, the more difficult it is to enter into a unanimous shareholders agreement. And for that unanimous shareholders agreement is to be equitable. People invariably believe that they are putting in more work than they are actually doing. And whoever generally looks to initiate the process typically is the person that is putting in the preponderance of the work. Their work is in excess of the other individuals. And those other individuals like to keep the status quo. They like to keep it uncertain. They like to have it 50-50, 25-25, 25-25, with no conditions as to their role, their responsibilities, the amount of input they're putting in, what obligations they have to fulfill, how easily they can be exited out. That is a true statement. It is the reality of the world we live in. People who are putting less than others typically do not want to be bound by written agreements. Hence, they will push it off. And thus, why you should be getting this formalized early on in the process, because you have the greatest influence and the greatest ability to effectuate a unanimous shareholders agreement early in the process. Then people believe or they feel like they will commit to the work before it is established. Once it's established as to how much work they're doing, they're not going to want to increase their workload when they're already getting the substantial dividends. No, that is not the case. Unfortunately, that is human physiology. That's how humans operate. So early on, everybody says, whoa, we're going to work equally on this. All four of us, all three of us, all six of us. Okay, then let's set it down in the paperwork. Let's formalize it. Let's put a unanimous shareholders agreement together that's solid and strong. And let's have it done now. Let's not wait 3 years from now, 5 years from now, even 6 months from now. Even if it's a matter of committing to certain principles and saying, these are the principles we're going to go into effect. And what does that benefit you? Well, you've got commitment now. You've got focus. You've got ability to act upon stuff. And when things break down or work is not being done, now you have a unanimous shareholders agreement which you can hold over their head. And when it really collapses, you have the exit proposal. You could proceed. You could take control of the business. And if you've done it very strategically and correctly, and better than just some template off the internet, some cheap ass lawyer version of it, well, then you're going to be able to protect yourself and get what you properly deserve from the corporation, whether it's being sold outright or whether you're buying out an ineffective fellow shareholder. That is why you need to get this done properly and early on, because that's the best time that people are going to agree to these kind of constraints and these restrictions and limitations that you'll find in the Unanimous Shareholders Agreement. So don't procrastinate. Don't wait any longer, but get your Unanimous Shareholders Agreement done now. So for more legal information, given that all these matters, when dealt with, should be done specifically, do not hesitate to contact us. Our contact information is available. Continue to watch our YouTube videos, which will provide you some additional insights and clarifications as to the concepts of business law and unanimous shareholders agreements, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We thank you, and we look forward to speaking with you again.